When my wife and I separated, I had to rebuild almost everything. My daily routines, my business, and honestly, my sense of who I was. That experience forced me to focus only on the work that actually felt joyful, the parts of my business and life that gave me energy instead of draining it. And that's when I realized something that completely changed my life. Joy isn't just a feeling, it's the foundation you build everything else on. In this video, I want to explore joy not as a random burst of happiness, but as something deeper, something you can train, cultivate, and protect. Here's what we'll look at. First, what happens in your brain when you feel joy? Then, how you can actually train your brain to feel it more often. We'll talk about why joy sometimes disappears, what the Stoics, science, and even spirituality teach us about it. And if you stick with me until the end, I share 3 powerful questions that help you reconnect with joy, even when life feels heavy. When you feel joy, your brain lights up like a festival. Dopamine gives you motivation. Serotonin keeps you calm. Oxytocin connects you to others. Endorphins make it feel amazing. But here's the interesting part. Your brain doesn't just experience joy, it learns it. In neuroimaging studies, researchers found that when people practice gratitude regularly, it activates reward-related areas in the brain. Regions like the ventral striatum and the medial prefrontal cortex, which are both linked to positive emotion and motivation. In other words, joy literally changes how your brain works. So joy isn't something that happens to you. It's something your brain learns to recognize, like a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. If you want to test this, try a small experiment after watching this video. Take 10 seconds to think about one thing that gave you energy today. You'll feel a subtle shift almost immediately. That's dopamine firing. It's your brain learning joy. But why aren't we joyful all the time? Because contrast gives meaning. If you felt joy 24/7, it would stop being joy. Our brain evolved to notice danger more than bliss. It's called the negativity bias. Joy is rare because it's meant to be. It's a signal that you're in alignment, doing the right thing, in the right place, for the right reasons. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." For the Stoics, joy wasn't excitement or euphoria. It was calm, steady contentment. The peace that comes when your actions match your values. And that resonates deeply with me. Because during my separation, joy didn't come from big wins or success metrics. It came from small, quiet moments. I remember one morning, just a few weeks after the separation, waking up in my office. It was still half dark outside. The air was cool and everything was silent, except for some city noise. I made myself a cup of coffee, sat down on the couch, and opened the way of the superior man. The smell of coffee, the soft light through the window, and as I started reading, time just slowed down. For the entire reading session, I felt calm and grounded. No pressure, no racing thoughts. Just me, the book, the stillness, and this quiet sense of peace. And what surprised me was that it didn't just happen once. Every time I began my day like this, reading first thing in the morning, before my phone, before the noise, I felt that same joy returning. No fireworks, no breakthrough, just presence. And that's when I realized joy isn't waiting at the end of a perfect life. It's right here, hidden in the smallest rituals, if we're quiet enough to notice it. And maybe that's what the Bible means too. There's this line from the book of James. "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." Such a radical idea. Joy not after hardship, but through it. Joy isn't the absence of pain. It's what you build in the middle of it. I also asked my AI assistant to imagine what a few well-known thinkers might say if I asked them, what is joy? Richard Branson might say, joy is found in curiosity and adventure, when you try new things and celebrate life instead of taking it too seriously. Oprah Winfrey would probably say, joy is gratitude in motion, the vibration that shows up when you're aligned with your highest self. Tony Robbins would say, joy comes from progress, from growing, giving, and living in a beautiful state. And Eckhart Tolle might remind us, joy is your natural state when you stop seeking it. It arises when the mind becomes still. Each of them describes something different: adventure, gratitude, progress, stillness, but they all circle around the same truth. Joy isn't something you find, it's something you live. And for me, that means living in alignment, doing work that energizes me, being present with my kids, and giving myself permission to slow down. That's where joy hides, in alignment, not achievement. If joy feels distant right now, remember, it's not something you chase, it's something you practice. And just like I promised at the beginning of this video, the following 3 questions will help you reconnect with it anytime. Number 1, what gave me energy today? Joy often hides inside the things that make us come alive. Number 2, how can I create that feeling again tomorrow? Repeat what works. Train that muscle. Number 3, who can I share it with? Because joy shared is joy multiplied. If you start asking these questions regularly, you'll notice that joy isn't gone. It's just waiting for you to notice it again. Look, I'm still figuring this out myself. Some days I forget to ask these questions entirely. But when I do remember, when I actually practice this stuff, the difference is real. And that's kind of the point. Joy isn't something you master once and keep forever. It's something you keep coming back to again and again. And this is just the beginning. In the next video, I explore anger and how understanding that emotion can actually help you make better decisions in business and at home. If you want to grow alongside me on this journey, subscribe and hit the bell, because we're just getting started. Thank you for taking this moment to build a richer, more meaningful life with me.